Everyone, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Evelyn, Twin Flames 3344. I am a Rod and Staff Blu-ray, and I am going to give you a Divine Masculine read today. I did a general read. There's going to be Divine Masculines in all stages of the journey, and so this is a general read, but I am going to give you some of the information from my personal Divine Masculine read, which is a slightly different energy to it. And I'm going to read, I first want to talk about some synchronicities and just epiphany type things that have come up this morning, and then I'm going to go through some email headlines, and then we'll get to the read, okay? I had listened to Shawnee from Souls on Mission this morning, and she was talking about the two fingers that she uses and Jesus. And the past few weeks, I've been, instead of meditating with two fingers, I've been guided to meditate like this. So that was very interesting that she had said that. It's like the divine triangle instead of two. And then I went to an appointment yesterday, and the license plates were off the hook, like my personal numbers and my twins' numbers. Two in particular were very interesting. One was Beast 44, and I don't usually refer to animals as beasts, but it was interesting because when I was listening to Shawnee again, she was describing the Strength card coming up, which I did see in my twins reading this morning, not in the general reading, but Beast 44. 44 is my life lesson number, so that's always significant to me, but it's also a divine number as far as the masters. The other plate that was very interesting that came up was instead of FYI, it was FYA, like for your angels, and it was 0999, and nines are universal selflessness, so that's an angelic number. When I was doing my masculines read this morning, I was getting Free to Fly, the Elton John song again, in conjunction with Liberty, from Lady Liberty. Free to fly, fly away, as I'm laying down their read. And then for my personal Divine Masculine, we had the Final Judgment as the outcome. And this has to do with, in the foundation, a break in a relationship, in a love relationship. The center read was the Ace of Swords, so it's all about the truth, and the near future was the Two of Cups. So they were two separate relationships, the Two of Cups and the lovers in the foundation was reversed. Two of Cups was not. But whenever you have the Two of Cups and the lovers in the same read, that's an indication of twin flames. And also an indication of no more defensiveness on the divine masculine. It's divine masculines who are coming into union soon. No more defensiveness. Okay, they're not fighting anymore, or after this weekend anyway. But they're feeling that, they've done all this work for nothing, and their fears really have to do with money, or practical issues. Greed definitely comes up with the Final Judgment. Greed. Also, three aces have come up: Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and Ace of Swords. And again, this is for the divine masculines who are coming into union soon. And the lovers. Also, the Three of Pentacles came up in the Tarot of Sexual Magic, which is that really beautiful card I love, with the two jumping into each other's arms. So it's Three of Pentacles, so it's the third energy of the twin flames. The Six of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Justice card came up in my personal read for the Divine Masculine, as well as the Confession and the Tower card again. And the Tower's been coming up a lot lately. I got a message that the Six of Cups, a lot of times I'll describe that, for me, that's the twin flame relationship, the Six of Cups. but it also relates to children. And I got a message that that's equal. So whatever the divine masculine does for one or the other, it's the same. It's all about love, pure love. Okay. And then I got let the feminine lead the way. That's a message to the divine masculine who are coming into union soon. Yeah. And then the messages from my my emails, which are always so entertaining. It's 11:11. Just want to make sure I didn't forget anything. And also, I did the new moon activation with Sonia from Ten of Cups Ministries yesterday, which is always great, but it was really, really intense. A lot of sexual energy timelines have been coming through a lot of this week, for me anyway. It was really intense during this meditation. It was really good. And I don't usually stay in the meditation that long. I stayed in my meditation well after the channel's activation was done. It was very strong. I saw a lot of things. I saw a dead body being dragged away face down. I saw the rod and staff. I was told my union was coming. And I heard my twin like telling someone she's making love to me. I saw the elephant and the owl and the eagle just a tiny bit. The Arcturians were there, and what I'm getting is there's constant oversight from the Arcturians. I was seeing them like right there looking at me. Like every time I'd go through some other scenes, the Arcturian would come back. And then I was seeing timelines, which I don't usually see. Like I literally felt like I was in my timeline, but that normal life was kind of like a vague, timeline over here. It wasn't in my timeline, but I literally felt that. And then the body, it was really intense. Yeah. The mail headings I have for you today. The first one was breaking news, new arrivals are here. And the message hadn't had time to come up yet, so it said this message has no content. One simple click and you're connected. Weekends here, pack your beauty bags. And then Memorial Day weekend only, X, EX. So it's like maybe the X is involved this weekend, but that's it. Dedicated online support and security, for those of you who are concerned about that. And this one was great. Beneficial thought was in caps, like, happy thoughts. And then the statement was, when you're at the zoo, you're told not to feed the animals. And the beast came up today too, so that was perfect. Limited time, limited quantities. And the site that was from was Puritan's Pride. So Puritan, so if they're very religious, that could relate to the Puritan and the pride that comes with that. I got a coupon that was yes 20, and the final judgment came up with my twins' outcome today. So don't forget it's Red Nose Day, so there's some lying going on, and sometimes procrastination pays off. Okay, so don't rush into anything. And that's supported by my personal stuff going on right now too. I had something come back. I had to make a few changes. So take your time, make sure it's done properly. Don't rush into it. Okay. And then the read I did for the Divine Masculine, I can't show it to you now. My iPad doesn't have any room on it, and I can't. This computer won't visualize the cards for you well anyway. So there's a picture on my video. You'll be able to look at the cards. But for the this is for the general masculine. The central issue is and I'm using the I'm blanking on the name. I'll look at it. It's the golden. I'm sorry. It's my concussion. Sometimes I just can't retrieve. I can't retrieve names. But it's. I'm just bringing up. It's not the most standard, but it's got those same pictures. It's just somebody else's version. The center, as I said, is the Six of Swords, so there can be some movement there, or moving to calmer waters, which is good. It is upright. And the cards I did this morning, I did reversals on, so I have reversals with the cards and the clarifications. The challenge is the Three of Swords, so separation. I'm getting separation, not so much the breaking of the heart, that kind of thing. It's coming into me as separation, and then the movement to calmer waters over that. But that is a challenge. And it's the Hermit reverse came up on that. So, you know, over isolation. And that's feeding into the separation. The Six of Swords was clarified by the Lovers and the Death card reversed. So they're still clinging to the old relationship, but there seems to be a decision about a love relationship that they're deciding to end it. The near past is the Chariot with the Six of Swords again as the clarification, the Seven of Cups reversed, and the Nine of Pentacles upright. Okay, so in the near past, they're merging their duality. They're coming into it. The Knight of Pentacles is upright in the clarification for that. So in their own as an independent person, and being more realistic about journeying forward, you know, to smoother waters, being more realistic. In the foundation is the Six of Wands reversed, clarified by the Ace of Cups upright and the Eight of Pentacles upright, which came through to me as they really aren't interested in the attention anymore, which is unusual, because I know for mine, the Six of Wands upright comes up constantly when they're at work, because they're always getting attention. But this is about them not caring about the attention anymore, that they're recognizing the love, and the love for their work as well. They don't need the attention at work anymore. It's about the love. It's not about the attention. And their underlying energy is the Ten of Swords, clarified by the Eight of Swords. So they're moving out of that. So it's the ending of the difficult thoughts and the worst of it as far as the pain. So that's ending. The underlying energy on the clarification deck is the Eight of Wands. So swift communications as well as the arrows of love. So that's positive, it's upright. Okay, that's the underlying energy. So we're moving from thoughts to passions. Okay. The present, and in the Divine Masculine's heart and head, is the Three of Wands reversed. So they're looking back at their twin. Usually it's them looking ahead in business, but I always see this as when it's reversed, they're looking back at their twin. And it's clarified by the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Wands reversed. So it's, you know, they're recognizing the truth and they're letting go. They're not being defensive about it anymore. So there's something interesting that came up. In the near future is the Emperor reversed, but in the spot of how the masculine sees themselves is the Hierophant. So there's a mirroring of the Hierophant and the Emperor reversed. So the masculine deciding, you know, what is it better for me to be? The person in control or the spiritual person? The person of God. and the Emperor is reversed. So it's showing that that's the shadow side, and that's becoming clear, and actually Spirit's connecting with me on this. It's become clear to the masculine that the control of the Emperor, and it's interesting because a lot of people say that coming into union that the masculine should be in their Emperor, and I don't see that, because the Emperor is about control. They are good people, but it represents control and safety, and that's not the purpose of this. And the masculines recognizing themselves as the Hierophant, which I kind of like that. It's softening. And I love that because it's got the Hierophant upright, with the Emperor reversed on top. So it's a direct mirror. And the masculine is recognizing this now. The Emperor reversed is clarified by the Five of Wands, the Judgment, the final judgment, and the Seven of Swords. So they are definitely recognizing this as a negative thing, because the Emperor is about competition and fighting and judging and lying, cheating, and stealing, because it's about control, and they're recognizing this. Whereas the Hierophant clarifies with the Nine of Cups, completes emotional satisfaction, and that serving others is what brings that emotional satisfaction to the masculine. The environment, which is next to the Hierophant, is the Fool. And what's clarifying that is the Four of Swords. So the masculine is feeling free when he's connecting with the feminine in meditation or sleep, however they connect. And also the I think that was in my own read, that the masculine is actually trying to connect with the feminine in the 5D to get confirmation. They want some kind of evidence back from the feminine for proof of this. And my advice, if any of you masculines are watching, if any of your feminines are online, and they may not be recognizing a message from you, but they may be saying it in something that's coming through for them, just may not be recognizing that it's coming from you. So if your feminine is up, you might want to listen to some of their videos to see what they're receiving and what they're seeing, because that might be your answer. The hopes and fears for the Divine Masculine is the Eight of Cups reversed, clarified by the King of Swords. So this is their fear, that because they're so used to being logical, you're so used to being logical, that that's going to continue to confuse you, because the King of Swords has always been upright for the masculine. It's always been what they know. It's safe for them to be clear and logical. And then the Eight of Cups is showing that, that jumbled up feelingness, that uncomfortableness inside your skin because of emotions that they're needing to learn to be in and be at peace with. So this is a fear. And then the outcome for the masculine is the Magician. And that's clarified by the Ten of Wands, the Star, the King of Cups, and then also the Ten of Pentacles. It's about them realizing, so between the Hierophant and the Emperor, they're realizing they like the Hierophant better, and that they have all the tools to make their dream family come true, and that nobody can manipulate them, and they're letting go of their burdens in regards to a male water sign and an Aquarian. or somebody else's dreams. The King of Cups. So, water sign. So, you know, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Or it could represent also them just letting go of their burdens in favor of their dreams. You know, recognizing that they need to do what's best for them. And the Magician is next to the Three of Wands reversed. So the Magician is related to them looking back at their twin. And there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's five major arcana here, and they're all really new beginning, strong, forward thinking cards. You know, we got the Chariot and the Fool and the Magician, the Hierophant, the Emperor. Is there anything I missed? No. Also, more clarification cards from the Tarot Sexual Magic clarifications. We have, there's a karmic tie related to a fire sign, female. And the Knight of Wands is related to that as well. So there's a lot of fire in that. But it's definitely karmic. And on the other side of the Magician is someone from the past that they admire, that they're looking at. And there's a lot of conflicting thoughts there. So in the other deck that I used, it's all swords came up. 4 swords cards. The seven, the Knight, the 6, and the 5 of Swords, which are kind of interesting because they're all conflicting. You know, the 6 of Swords is going to calm or water, but the 5 of Swords is about that, you know, real conflict in your mind. He's very conflicted about the lies and wanting to tell the truth. He wants to rush in and tell the truth. But it's still always been about the win and defeat. So there's that back and forth, you know, just like the Emperor and the Hierophant. That's like playing out in the masculine's mind. But they don't want to fight anymore. They're realizing this. So what they normally would have, the ways that they have reacted in the past are not the ways they're reacting now. They're stopping to think about it. So the conflict is still in their head, but they're changing the way they react to things. So that's very positive. The numerology deck has health as an underlying energy, and it's orange, and then perseverance and self-love. Perseverance and self-love is the cards that came out, which are green and orange. So a lot of sacral chakra, which is the creative, sexual, and then the green is the heart. Green is the perseverance, and also green is the number of physical health. Pink is mental health, green is physical health. So they really need to focus on their health and taking care of themselves. Be good to yourself and learning self-love. Learning to be the Hierophant as opposed to the Emperor. It's not about working as hard as you can to get as much as, you know, be better than anyone else, get everything done. It's about being good to yourself. And that when you meditate and go within, you'll actually find that you can get so much more done than by push, 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 push. And then the Romance Angels. Romance Angels is romantic feelings. Romantic feelings, your feelings are real and worth exploring. And the bottom of the deck was, again, you deserve love, you are lovable. So again, that goes in, ties in with the self-love. So important this weekend for the masculine to show themselves peace and kindness. You know, you think that you're supposed to take care of everyone else, but the fact is that we're all individual souls. You know, when your children grow up, you don't run their lives anymore because they're individual souls. It's their journey, it's not yours. And so that applies to you as well. You know, you were a child. You deserve this love just as much as your own children. And none of us remember to do that for ourselves. We've been taught not to, that that's a selfish thing to do, and this is not correct. You need to love yourself first. It's like being on the airplane, you know, give yourself your mask the mask first, and then take care of your children. Your children have their own journeys. As long as you show them love, they're going to be fine. It's when they have to live in conflict that it's an issue for them. But just remember that you're a child too. You deserve love, you deserve patience, you deserve not to have to spend every ounce of your energy working to be responsible for everybody else. Each person is responsible for themselves. And if you're doing it for them, you're not doing them a favor, because they're not learning to do that for themselves. It's codependency. So then I pulled my oracle cards for you. And in the Ascension deck, we got Archangel Metatron's Retreat and Mother Mary's Aquamarine Mantle. I'm going to read you those. Metatron's Retreat says, it's number 28, which is a 1 of male energy and the individual. Archangel Metatron's Retreat is above, and again, it's about the individual, the self-love. Archangel Metatron's Retreat is above the Temple of Luxor, Egypt, where he holds the ascension energy for the world. He maintains his energy by bringing forward spiritual discipline. He suggests you commit to a spiritual practice if you do not already have one. Luxor is the spiritual throat chakra of Earth. As it ascends, people will communicate higher wisdom and link telepathically with all life forms. You're being asked to send love and wisdom to all sentient beings. This card invites you to visit Metatron's Retreat in your sleep to accelerate your spiritual growth. And the affirmation is, I'm visiting Metatron's Retreat in my sleep tonight. Okay, so this is about, it is a 1 card, so it is the male energy speaking up. And committing to themselves to be more spiritual. And then Mother Mary's Aquamarine Mantle, and Spirit's connecting with me as soon as I pulled Mary forward, is 52. It's very interesting personally, because 28 relates to me, and 52 also relates to me and my twin. Mother Mary's Aquamarine Mantle. The wondrous universal angel Mary radiates her high-frequency aquamarine light through the universes, and aquamarine is high heart. She spreads compassion, empathy, kindness, healing, and love. Mother Mary suggests you open your heart and offer everyone who touches your path these higher qualities. Then she will grace you by placing her aquamarine mantle in your aura. You're reminded that there is only love. So there's nothing to forgive, which is interesting because Shawnee was talking about that as well today, that she doesn't necessarily believe in forgiveness. As you wear this mantle, you become a force, and Spirit's connecting with me. As you wear this mantle, you become a force for healing and light, and the angels will sing blessings over you. I wear Mother Mary's mantle of love and enfold others in it. So the teachings may be a little bit confusing as far as duality and authenticity. Because we're human, we have duality. We're always going to have the light and the dark in us. And sometimes we're going to think things that are our shadow side. It doesn't mean we're being inauthentic if we're being more loving, even though we're thinking certain thoughts. It doesn't mean we have to say all of those thoughts. Just be honest in what you're saying, but you don't have to say those judgmental thoughts that come through, and you don't have to, hurt other people. but you can still be authentic. Being authentic doesn't mean you have to say everything that comes into your mind. It doesn't mean you have to judge and say that out loud. It means you're recognizing that that's okay, but you choose something different. So, and again, when you get confused about the duality and being authentic, you have to remember it's still all about love. And if you're in fear, in those emotions and judgment, then you're not in love. And so you need to bring yourself back to love. We'll always have the duality because we're human, but you can recognize when you're in the darker sides of yourself, the shadow sides, and choose something different for yourself. And accept it. It's fine to be that way. You're human. You don't have to judge yourself for any of it. It's all good. John Lennon told me so in my past life regression. Okay, so that's those two cards. And if you're interested, at the bottom of the deck for this card came up Lord Kumiko, which is 42. 42 is the Two of Cups, by the way. 42-6. And for the other ones, 52 is Queen of Swords, and 28 is the Two of Wands, twins, the twin flames. 28. Yeah. It's my dress. So Lord Kumiko, the affirmation for that is, I call on Lord Kumiko to enlighten and support me. So enlightenment. From the past life deck, the Divine Masculine got finances. As I said, with the final judgment that I was getting this morning, it's all about, the final judgment has to do with greed and finances coming up. It's so much about money on the masculine end. You know, you think so much it has to do with their relationships, but it's really not. It's the fear of not being able to take care of themselves. The root chakra stuff, safety and security. And then the bottom of the deck is the Knighthood. Okay, about them being able to save the damsel in distress, right? Which is an old template that we're breaking. Okay, that they don't have to be the knight anymore. Spirit's connecting with me on that. That they don't have to protect their pride. That they don't have to be strong at all costs. That they have feelings too that need to come up and be spoken. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And underneath the knighthood, very fitting, is father. So let go of your father relationship issues. Cut those cords, transmute. And then for the Journey of Love deck, I got Shakti again for the masculines, which is the feminine energy. It's number 19. 19 is the sun. And it's a 1 again, so there's a few ones coming up today, and that's a masculine energy of drive, innovation, independence, focus. It's very tunnel vision, so they don't always see what's going on outside of them. It's just about them. So you may say selfishness, but not in a negative way. So it's interesting that Shakti is very feminine is coming up. And I got personally, let the feminine lead the way earlier. But this read is like the masculines that they're masculine. And the feminines coming more into their feminine right now. But so I'm going to read you that. That's number 19. The bottom of the deck for the Journey of Love is 56, Dance of the Planets, if you're interested. Which is interesting because we're going through a lot of astrological changes right now. So they're pulling that into focus, that what you're going through relates to the Dance of the Planets. And by the way, 56 reduces to an 11, so it's a spiritual number. 56 is the Two of Swords. So crossroads. This weekend's a big crossroads. 19, Shakti. Shakti is divine feminine fire. She is the body awakened with light. She is the divine feminine, and she is the Kundalini, the energetic force that moves through us, triggered by love, that leads to enlightenment of our body. With our Kundalini coming alive within us, we cannot remain as we once were. It's 11:42, and 42 is the Two of Cups. We may try to lead the same lives, but the same in our relationship patterns, and perhaps, or be the same in our relationship patterns, and perhaps even behave properly, but it simply cannot be done. Soon our disguise slips and people wonder, what happened to her, or what has gotten into him? We're on fire with the divine, and we cannot help but misbehave. We are no longer satisfied with trying to be the good child, or fearing we are the bad child. We know ourselves instead to be the divine child. The child divine, and Spirit's connecting with me, the child divine lives fully and with passionate fire, not doing things the way they're supposed to be done perhaps, but living instead from the heart. Our body may ache as we burn through old pain, and sometimes the light within may seem so bright it blinds us for the moment. But that will pass, and the misbehaving will suddenly be seen for what it is. The old rules just don't fit anymore. You don't plug a globe capable of illuminating the whole world into the bedside reading lamp without burning down the house. Best to let that light shine, as it was meant to, in the big arena. Shakti is making your light grow, beloved. Be prepared to shine brighter. This oracle brings you a message. You're going through energetic shifts in your subtle anatomy. Because your energy body and physical body have already begun to merge with each other, the energetic shifts will affect your physical body too. It is always wise to consult a healthcare practitioner, but at least some of your physical challenges at the moment, from aches and pains to tiredness, are due to this energetic awakening. Take responsible action as you feel necessary, such as tending to your physical well-being, and you got health today, and healthcare that feels supportive, but also remember to rest. Get some time in nature and nurture your body as it is spiritually awakening into greater light. Okay, so a reminder for the masculine. Take care of yourself. Take care of your health. And don't worry about all the little things. We're experiencing energy downloads. I'm still having knee problems. And it was funny because Patricia McNeely was talking at the same time. She was talking about us feeling like we've got rods through our knees. So there may be some aches and pains because specifically of what you're being downloaded. The poem here reads, I have watched you hurting and felt helpless to make life better for you. Loving you is having to make choices, to let you be who you are, who you become, and all the who's yet to come. To love you is to ride the waves of your passionate embrace of life, ever mindful of the change in the wind and the occasional tempest brewing. Loving you is having to make choices, knowing it's not my fault, or it isn't my fault. I can still choose to take it personally or just be, while I listen and watch you unfold. Your heart is a beauty I will always love, and Spirit was connecting with me on that. It's the part of you that hasn't changed much over time. When I lie beside you and hear you breathe, when I touch your skin or caress your hair, you are timeless, and I choose loving you. And Spirit's lingering on that. Okay. So really beautiful. It looks like the masculine is, there's some masculine energy, especially with the ones coming up too, but it's kind of fading into the feminine. It's like the feminine energies are coming in, especially with the Hierophant as opposed to the Emperor. And then Shakti coming up for the feminine and Mother Mary. But we have Mother Mary and Archangel Metatron's retreat, so it's kind of like the merging of the two. Even more significant. Oh, and one last thing. I don't know if you can see it from there, but I have a beanbag frog, and look at him. He's dead. He's turned up with his arms and legs like out like this. The frog that turns into the prince. Well, the frog is dead. Thought you'd like that. He was like that when I woke up this morning. And I want to pull one last card for you. Let's see, I'll pull from this deck. This is the Syrian Starseed. What do we have for the Divine Masculine today here? Divine Masculine. There's too many. Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine. The card that popped, and it was standing up straight. It didn't even fall. It was like all the way out of the deck, but it was just staying up straight like that. Transition. It's like the death card in the traditional deck. Sorry about the glare. If you could see the details of it close up. It's the sleeping person awakening and walking into the tunnel. And that's 13. Today's the 26th, which is an 8, but it's a 13 and 13. It's 26. And 8 is about inner strength again. And also that's the 26 is the Ace of Wands. I'm sorry, no, it's the Page of Wands, the offer of love and passion, student of passion. Yeah, Page, Ace is 27, and the 2 is 28. Yeah. The bottom of the deck was the Lovers. I love the colors of this card. It's really nice. And again, that's a 6. Numbers today. I told you the 26 is an 8, so it's about strength, power. Really focus on your inner strength. Don't react to things when you don't need to. Transmute, transform, transcend and clear. And I want to see what numbers we're missing. Numbers are... Okay, we had an 8, we had a 6, we have 2 6s, 3 6 8, 2 3s, 2 6, 2 8s, a 10, 2 3s, 2 6, 2 8s, or 8, 8 and 10. Because we had, 5 major arcana. And no court cards. So that's missing the ones, 2s, 4, 5, 7, and 9. So a lot of those aspects to focus on today. So definitely a lot that's coming up today is the 3s, 2 3s, 2 6s. So that's about communication, coming together, socializing, expressing yourself in communication especially. And then the 6 is about love, family, community, practical things, things of daily life. And then the 8 is again about power and inner strength, and the 10 is the ending of pain, like the worst is over this weekend, it seems to be. And so going forward, you might want to start integrating the ones, and the ones were coming up for the masculine anyways, the new starts and beginnings, that masculine energy of pushing forward or starting, I don't want to use the word pushing, being inspired. And then 2 is 2, which is the feminine energy, so recognizing both of them, integrating them. The 4s are stability and responsibility and structure. 5 is about bringing in more fun, romance, excitement, sex, travel. And then 7 is going within, the quiet time, the meditation, do some of that tonight. And then 9 is a universal selflessness and endings. It's like the death card because transformative. So allow things to fall away. Endings are not bad because they produce new transformation. It produces a new beginning. So we're in that process of transformation right now. It's a very transformative weekend. Yeah. So stay in your heart. Recognize that fears are an illusion, and when you're in fear, you're not in love. They're mutually exclusive. Anything that's attached to fear is not in the love category. So if you recognize that you're in that state, transmute, transform, move yourself into a more loving feeling. If you need to purge, cry, get angry, just don't take it out on others. Get your frustrations out on your own, but get them out. Don't push them down. Bring everything that comes up, let it come up and out. Let go of it. Become conscious of it, where it comes from. Is it the situation and where in childhood? Bring it all up. Let it come out, and then just come back to joy. Come back to present and joy. Again, if you look forward, you're bringing in lack. If you look back, you're bringing in pain and suffering. You don't need to do that. You are no longer your past. And you're always your now moment, in present, in joy. Look, as soon as you start dwelling on things mentally, literally say, look at that tree, look out a window, look at a tree, just to distract yourself. Look over there, look over there. 17-second rule. And the 68-second rule for the law of attraction too is when you wake up in the morning to say 68 seconds worth of positive things to get your day going in that direction. But stay present. Stop thinking about things. As soon as you catch yourself dwelling, pull yourself out of that. It'll help you greatly. Okay, so have an amazing day. It is May 26, 2017. It's Friday. Enjoy the journey. See you later. Namaste.